Okay, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. For those on the market review, let's take a look. One minute, we'll start the market review. Okay, everybody, welcome to the market review. Actually, before we get started, all right, so let's get into it. An eventful day today, actually a pretty good day as far as trading goes with the signals. We took 3 or 4 trades today, and they generally tended to work out. There was some challenges because gold traded really kind of a range-bound day up until the end. But let's get into it because we're going to talk about the dollar first. And the dollar, as you can see, basically closed the day where it was at this morning. We are in this pattern. Still, frankly, could go up, but we've had some. We pulled back a little bit post London. Still, really, frankly, probably in a good position for it to rally. There are 3 ways with which the dollar can rally here. The dollar could just start going straight up from here. The dollar could follow this pattern all the way down to the 50% line, get support off the 50% line and this trend line and move up. Dollar could keep trading down through this trend line into the 61.8% line of its of its series and ultimately trade up. Regardless, the dollar should be well bid here, and that has ramifications going forward for all of our other assets that we trade. Looking at crude oil, one of the things that you'll notice is that the dollar definitely had a little bit of an impact today, a little stronger towards the end. Crude oil basically sold off from its halfway back short, all the way halfway back short. It sold off from. So 84, anything over 84 was a good sell. Anything actually over 83.60 was probably a pretty good sell. We've been looking to sell this market for quite a while. And so, we've been trading it back and forth. But ultimately, we want to be short here. The goal for crude oil is actually down at 79.26 or 79.22. I'd like to see that level. We also have another one at 76.76. So crude oil is looking short, and it's good to see that it finally went our way after a bit of a frustration last week. Let's talk about gold. Gold here continues to trade what I would call a bearish channel. Ultimately, we have not traded the bear fibs. We front ran the bear fibs at a double top here on Friday. We came close to that level, but didn't quite get there today, and we have sold off. In this channel, it still probably can go up, but the moment that it trades outside of the channel, we've got a drop scheduled here in gold. Now, I'm ultimately bearish on gold, especially if it can't touch the 38.2, but let's assume that at some point it may. So even if it does touch this 38.2% line, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a very long, drawn-out move up, and I don't know if it's got it in it. Honestly, I'm more inclined to think that there will be some other issues that will pop up, and mainly the issue that is popping up is silver. Silver has not been able to get back above in its channel. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests at least, and it sold off pretty significantly. We ended up trading the 61.8% line twice, and we're frankly scheduled on silver to drop into the 26.71 area. So silver's got some challenges going forward here, and I think that's going to make it difficult for gold to rally. So this is what I'm seeing here. We continue to frankly be, you should be short. We're short gold. We have not necessarily shorted silver. We could, but it's definitely more of a whippy product than even gold is. So I'm content to just sit on our short gold trade and see how that trades. Looking at stocks, I will say that stocks are back and forth, and we had a late day sell-off that ended up turning into a buying opportunity. Odds are stocks are going to get bid into this 50 to 61.8% line of ES. Once we broke the series, and we traded the series multiple times, traded the 61.8% line multiple times in a series. We finally broke that on Friday, and we've been up basically. It was actually Thursday we broke it. Friday we rallied off of this 61.8% line. We were long really up until London earlier today. We sold out, and that was a pretty good sellout. We have not taken the short position, and we're going to wait and be patient, because I do think that there is a chance that we do trade back above 61.8% line. And we've got lots of earnings data coming out, as well as PMI and non-farm payrolls. So this could be a very rangy week. And I frankly wouldn't be surprised to see us trade above the 61.8% line. So keep that in mind. We're not necessarily short stocks yet. Same thing with YM. once you know what happens with ES, YM and Nasdaq are very similar. Nasdaq also came back from this buy. It may be actually, if I'm looking at it right, this may have been an intraday 50% line, and it was. So we've got a target here in the 38,674 level, and so people who did buy it at 38,419, they got a buy. They got a good buy in just a couple of hours because it has rallied back, and there's a good chance that we're going to go to 38,674 again. Above, we're going to keep rallying in this market. Gold or YM could actually trade 38,883 or 39,233. Our target for this long is 39,116. It's been a laggard though, so I would expect to see at least maybe us challenging this level here, 38,806. Either way, if it's in some respects, I didn't like to take the profit, but I felt like we needed to. We were up 500 points or 550 points on it, so it was a good trade. Same thing with ES. We took the profit on ES, and I think we were up a good 115 points at least on that one. Looking at NQ, it shows a little bit of a downtrend, but looks are deceiving with NQ. NQ is very volatile. Frankly, has a higher range than ES or NQ when it gets down to it. It can retrace 90% if need be before it goes back up, and it will do it for no reason whatsoever. As you can see,
are closed.
As you can see here, Nasdaq literally went down pretty significantly, hit new lows and exceeded those lows, but ended up coming back and then rocketing, and that's just a massive rally there. So guess what? We're at the 50% line here in the Nasdaq. On the all the way halfway back short, we can go to the 61.8% line or above. So tomorrow, I was hesitant to get into a position today because frankly it's tomorrow that makes the trend, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm happy and content to let it ride and rally up. Maybe there might be a long scalp position for some folks later on today in Asia and Europe. If you see some strength, go ahead and buy it because I will probably issue a scalp buy at some point. But what I'm really looking for is up above the 61.8% line, trying to sell it and look for a short swing trade. But in the meantime, it is rallying and it's doing pretty well. So keep that in mind. With a higher Nasdaq, it does give Bitcoin some reprieve. What you'll notice here is that this extension long still continues to trade. It's traded once earlier in March, did not actually trade down through the 50% level, ended up trading it again a second time here in April, traded the 50% line once where it closed, and then literally the next day it just rallied and kept going. We came close to it today because there was that NASDAQ issue, but with the NASDAQ rallying, Bitcoin can rally too. What's happened is that we are trading the halfway back short from highs to lows. That halfway back short comes in here at 66,712. What is happening is there's a group of individuals that think we can trade down to 56,421, and so they're putting their shorts behind it. So far, the market's been rewarding them. The issue is that you're coming up against the trend line. You're coming up. This could frankly just be a flag pattern. There's lots of reasons, lots of wicks down here to buy. So if we do break past this 66,712 level for a second time, that'll be a second test, and that's the dangerous test for those shorts. If you pass through it, they're going to get blown out, and we'll eventually pass the 61.8% line, and we'll be able to rally. The rally could take us to a high of 79,670 in Bitcoin. That'd be our objective. So Bitcoin can still be bullish. How can Bitcoin be bullish? Well, if the NASDAQ finds a bid and the stocks decide not to sell off, the NASDAQ could rally along with stocks in a new uptrend. But that has not yet been confirmed, and we're still looking at short setups in the stock indexes that can keep the NASDAQ in this range, in this flag indefinitely, as long as that happens. But as long as you're staying above this 58,491 level, Bitcoin can rally. So that's all I've got in the markets today. Let me know if you have any questions, any thoughts. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. I'm always available. For those that want to get my signals, please get in touch with me. Happy to set you up with a 3-day trial so that you can experience what a lot of these folks here have been able to. We had a great day today. Looking forward to the rest of the week. Bear in mind, NFP is on Friday and PMI is on Wednesday. We also have Apple and Amazon earnings that are coming out. I think Amazon is tomorrow. Apple, I think maybe Thursday. We'll check on that. So it is going to be a volatile week, and that's part of the reason why there's going to be plenty of ranging opportunities and opportunities to sell probably at higher levels in the stocks going forward. But have yourself a great night. Talk to you soon.